Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video we are going to discuss class 6 civics chapter 1, that is understanding diversity. In this chapter you will learn that people are different from each other in many ways. Not only do they look different, but they might also belong to different regional, cultural or religious backgrounds. So these differences enrich our lives in many ways and also make them more fun. So all these different people who come from all kinds of backgrounds and belong to all kinds of religions and cultures help to make India so interesting and so diverse. So in this chapter we are going to learn what is the difference between how can we understand diversity. So here I have mentioned few points. What does diversity add to our life? So the diversity add to our life, that is different cultures, customs, different kinds of food to eat, festivals to celebrate, variety of clothes to wear, different languages to learn. So all these kinds of the things we can add it in our life to make diversity. So second point, that is factors affecting diversity. So which are the factors? That is historical and geographical factors. So the third one, unity in diversity. We all know that India's national anthem is also an expression of a unity of India. People showed how they were united against the British. Women and men from different cultures and religious and regional backgrounds came together to oppose during British rule. So India's diversity is source of its strength. So we can learn of geographical factors, how it will affect to different places for the diversity. So those are the examples of Ladakh and Kerala. And diversity in India, different kinds of work are done by people, and people adapt according to the geographical areas in which they alive. People carried their culture with them and different cultures got mine. So all these points we are going to learn. So here you can see diversity in India. We all know India is a country of many diversities. We speak different languages, we have various types of food, celebrate different festivals, practice religious, so many things, right? So but actually if you think about it, we do many things that are similar, except that we do them in different ways. So diversity in India based on region, we can say. We may live in India, some people live in the mountain areas, someone maybe live in coastal regions, someone can live in the desert areas. So but they all are Indian. So based on the regions we can say that they are diverse beyond their location where they are staying. So these are the differences. Okay. So how do we explain diversity? We all know we can speak more languages. You can see in India we can find so many languages, right? So like Hindi, Telugu, Kannada, Malayalam, Tamil, Urdu, Marathi, Bengali, so many languages we can find. And food habits also differentiate from one place to another place. If you go to the one particular state, there will be having some kind of the food. Depend upon, like North India, we will be seeing so many food varieties. Like they will be refer more rotis and dal, like that. If you go to the South India, they will refer rice. So there are so many kinds of the food also we can practice. Okay. And coming to the another like a traditional Indian dresses. So if dressing style also, it varies from one state to another state. So they will wear depend upon their state. So coming to this, how do we explain diversity? A little more than 100 years ago or long before, the train, aeroplane, bus or car become a part of our lives. People travel from one place to another place from using camels and our food, we can say. Sometimes as they begin to make their homes in a new places, people begin to change a little and at other times. So they manage to do things in the old ways. So here and so their languages, food, music, religions become a mix of the old and new. So and out of this intermixing of cultures came something new and different. So the history of many places shows us how many different cultures influence have helped to shape life and culture there. So thus regions became very diverse because of their unique histories. Similarly, diversity also comes about when people adapt their lives, okay, so to the geographical area in which they live. So these are the few examples of diversity. So coming to the religion, in India one can easily find followers of various religions such as Hinduism, Islam, Christianity, Sikhism, Jainism and Buddhism, etc. So followers of different religions practice different religious practices that add to characteristics of the India's diversity. So here, if they are any religion, they stand unitedly, okay. So like this. And coming to the family structure, diversity also seen in our family system. In India, both the forms of family system, it is joint family and nuclear family, are still prevalent. So here we are talking about similarly diversity also about when people adapt their lives to the geographical area in which they live. For example, near the sea is quite different from living in the mountainous areas. See, you can differentiate from the near the sea to mountainous areas. Not only do people have different clothing and eating habits, but even of the kinds of work they do are different. Let us try to understand what we mean when we say that historical and geographical factors influence the diversity of region. We can do this by reading about life in two different parts of the country, that is Kerala and Ladakh. So here Kerala is situated in the North India and Ladakh is situated in the Kerala is situated in the South India and Ladakh is situated in North India. So here we have Ladakh. Let us learn about the Ladakh. Ladakh is a desert in the mountainous area in the eastern part of Jammu and Kashmir. It's a very little agriculture is possible here since this region does not receive any rain and is covered in snow for a large part of the year. So there are very few trees that can grow in the region. People depend on the melting snow during the summer months for drinking water. So people here keep sheep and goats. The goats in this region are special because they produce pashmina wool. Here pashmina shawls cost a lot of money. The people in Ladakh carefully collect the wool of the goats and sell this to the traders from Kashmir. Pashmina shawls are chiefly woven in Kashmir. So here the people eat meat and milk products like cheese and butter. Each family owns some goats, cows and yak cows. Being a desert did not mean that Ladakh did not attract its share of traders. It was considered a good trade route as it has many travel to what is today called Tibet. So these caravans carried textiles and spices and raw silk and carpets. So this is the information about Ladakh, and here in Ladakh, Buddhism reached Tibet via Ladakh. Ladakh is also called Little Tibet. So here Islam was introduced in this region more than 400 years ago. And Ladakh has a very rich oral tradition of songs and poems, like local versions of the Tibetan national epic, the Kesar Saga, are performed and sung by both Muslims and Buddhism. So these are the these few information points about Ladakh. So coming to the Kerala. Kerala is a state in the southwest corner of India. It is surrounded by the sea on one side and hill on the other. A number of spices like pepper, cloves and cardamoms are grown on the hills. It is spices that made this region an attractive place for traders. Okay, Jewish and Arab traders were the first to come here, and 200 years ago he is credited with the bringing Christianity to India. His name is Apostol of Christ and Saint Thomas. He believed to have come here nearly 2000 years ago. So many Arab traders also came and settled down here, and says that they were a highly respected community. The Portuguese discovered the sea route to India from Europe when Vasco da Gama landed with his ship here. So these are the few information about Kerala. And coming to another point, that is because of all these various historical influences, people in Kerala practice different religions such as Islam, Christianity, Hinduism and Buddhism and Judaism also. The fishing nets are very famous in this Kerala. Used here look exactly like the Chinese fishing nets and are called China Wala also. So the boat race is an important part of the Onam festival celebrated in Kerala. So we learned both state case study. So while Kerala and Ladakh are quite different in terms of other geographical features, the history of both regions has been similar cultural influences. Both regions were influenced by the Chinese and Arab traders. It was the geography of Kerala which allowed for the cultivation of spices and special geographical location of Ladakh and its wool that drew traders to these regions. So thus history and geography are often tied in the cultural life of the region. So the influence of diverse cultures is not merely a thing of past. Our present lives are all about moving from place to place for work, and with each move our cultural traditions and way of life slowly become part of the new place we are in. Similarly, in our neighborhoods, we live close to people from several communities. Our daily lives are about the ways in which we do things together and hear stories about each other's lives. So these are the few examples of geographical diversity. So coming to the unity in diversity. So you can see India's diversity has always been recognized as a source of its strength. When the British ruled India, we talk about women and men from different cultural, religious and regional backgrounds came together to oppose them. India's freedom movement had thousands of people of different backgrounds in it. They worked together to decide joint actions. So they went to jail together and they found different ways to oppose the British, like that. Interestingly, the British thought they could divide Indians because they were so different, and they then continued to rule them. But the people showed how they could be different and yet be united in their battle against the British. So this is the one, what is that called, song. This song was sung after the Jallianwala Bagh massacre in Amritsar, in which the British general opened fire on the large group of unarmed. Sorry for the disturbance. So this song was sung after the Jallianwala Bagh massacre in Amritsar, which a British general opened fire on a large group of unarmed peaceful people, killing many of wounding even more men and women, Hindus, Sikhs and Muslims. rich and poor had gathered to protest against the British. So this song was composed and sung to honor the memory of those brave people. So another thing is unity in diversity. So here in this book, The Discovery of India, Jawaharlal Nehru says that Indian unity is not something imposed from the outside, but rather it was something deeper and within its fold. So the widest tolerance of belief and custom was practiced, and every variety acknowledged and even encouraged. It was Nehru who coined the phrase unity in diversity to describe the country, and even songs and symbols that emerged during the freedom struggle serve as a constant reminder of our country's rich tradition and respect for diversity. So here one more thing that we want to know about the unity in diversity. So the national anthem of India, written by Rabindranath Tagore, India's national anthem composed by Rabindranath Tagore, is another expression of the unity of India. In what way does the national anthem describe this unity? So all this, it was used as a symbol of protest against the British by people where. So with this I am going to end this chapter. I hope you understand this chapter, and we have to know about this Constitution of India preamble. This one also they introduced during that time. So I hope you understand this lesson. Next video we will do another chapter. Thanks for watching.